All right then, guys, we are back for the Toyota GL86 Tanso League. What was it? The forefront fabrication. I think that's the sponsor. I think we just nailed it. Back at Daytona, which we have not been at enough in the last couple of weeks, but we'll see what we can try and do. The race should start. I think session tends to start. What time does the session tend to start? Let's have a look. Got 9 minutes, yeah. So the qualifying about half past, and then the race will probably about 22, maybe quarter to. So 10 to 15 minutes from now. So if you're watching this back to begin with, go 10, 15 minutes ahead, and then you'll catch the race start. We'll see what we can try and do. Right. Get this bit set up. I will try to get it with the broadcast again. I'll try and get it so you can actually hear it this time. They're far more informative than what I am. Where are we? Race, I think we need to be about 14 litres. I have got my own setup. And as much as I think it's a bit more stable, it's not quicker than one of the defaults after a couple of tweaks. I think we'll stick with that. Quality fuel in, apply. What are you trying to do? Track's busy. We are 14 overall, but we haven't set any times with the toe. Oh, bugger. It's got map half it.
Time, Harry.
Unfortunately not, no.
I did though.
I reckon some of these on here are definitely not. They're all Ritos, I think. Most of them, unless someone's an absolute alien.
The toe is very strong.
The force is very strong with this one.
Ooh. We haven't had it bounce like that. So yeah, I was talking about the toe because in the practice session before this, I was a mid to high 205. Obviously here we're a 206 and a half. He can't drive straight, which is a bit annoying. Those two in front will probably pull away.
Oh, Alex, sorry about that, man.
That's okay, buddy. That was fun.
I was just trying to give you a good push down through there and it got loose.
There's going to be quite a bit of that going on.
Matt's had an issue.
Good to find out lame when practice, right?
I've been racing MX-5s this week. It's been absolutely mental. Fucking carnage.
Right. They've changed the numbers. But I'm assuming pros are still 3s. But then I don't understand why some people have got 2-digit numbers. Don't crash. Cheers, Michael. Love that. The crashing will happen, and it'll happen in about 10 to 15 minutes time. So if you want to see crashing, you probably want to come back for then. Because all it does is crash in this series. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's been a few penalties and bans handed out over the last, what, 2 or 3 races, so there will definitely be crashes on this one. Absolute toe fest. We're not exactly hooking it up. Quite a few people are losing out of there. Right, here we go then, into qualifying. I might go back to my other setup, actually. think that's what I might do. I think I might go back to the other setup. Setups. All of the professional guys, they'd be covering this. Be covering all of this juicy information that you've now got up on screen. Oh, bit of casual speeding in the pit lane. See if we can see that one off. Right, in a couple of minutes you may hear some voices from the main broadcast, which I will flick on in a minute. After qualifying, I'll flick on the main broadcast. So you can actually see what's going on as well as the shite that I'm probably in. You can hear the music now. And I'll give you way more information than what I can ever tell you. Can't help but bob along to this. See you later, buddy. Need to really be low 207s. Apparently we got a bit quicker. 206 exactly. Christ. 14th, which I'm not too sure where we are overall. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're about 5th or 6th. Not great though. Very wide. Have we kept the speed up though? Yes, we have.
A very good evening, race fans, as the Forefront GR86 Championship presented by Tanso Racing Group makes its worldwide tour, as we now head to the Floridian coastline just 17 miles south of Orlando to the World Centre of Racing Daytona International Speedway for round 4 of the series. My name's Alex Goldschmidt. Joining me in the booth tonight will be, as ever, Mr. James Parfitt. But first of all, Snetterton had a little bit of fallout with regards to penalties being issued by the organisers of the series. Jason Brennan is not allowed to take part in qualifying for an unsafe rejoin at race 1. Josh Arnold had a 10-second penalty for race 2 with a collision with Daniel Wareham. Jan Whittaker had a collision and thereby caused himself a 10-second penalty. Eric Roddenberg suffered the same fate as well. But more to the point, we have some scores to update you with, and here they are as they stand. With regards to the pro side of things, it is Josh Arnold that leads on 211 points, despite the fact he picked up a second place in race 1, but race 2 was a different side of the story. Jack Holland moves up to P2 in the standings ahead of Sam Berry, Mr. Fresh
Bit messy this one.
just 7 points behind. It's very close between 3rd and 7th position because they're covered by 18 points. We've got Matt Benson, Lee Martin, Chris James and Alex Keepless. Daniel Wareham has not yet picked up a win or a second this series so far. His best ever is a 3rd place at Snetterton 200 race 1. Eric Roddenberg, who's a 2-time race winner of the series, the only driver to do so in the Pro Division, rounds out your top 9 ahead of Dan Forster, who rounds out the top 10. Going through the top 10 in the Pro-Am division, it's James Parfitt's 300 cousin, twice removed from Canada, Matt Parfitt, who leads the way by just 4 points ahead of Simon McPhee. Harry 7 rounds out your top 3. Alexander Claudio, who took the win in race 2 at Snetterton 200, rounds out your top 4. 2 points ahead of Conor Pink, Peter Woodmore, Conor Greer, Carlos Román, who returns after a week on the sideline, let's say. Rounds out your top 8 ahead of Ryan Clark and Dinan Bronze, who complete the top 10. But still plenty of this series to go. And with that in mind, good evening, JP.
Good evening, how are we?
Good. I'm looking forward to this one. I mean, the Daytona Roval, or the road course as more commonly known, is going to provide a lot of slipstream. You're seeing lap times around about the 2 minutes 6, 2 minutes 7 mark. But this circuit, which has just recently held the Daytona 24, Rolex 24 at Daytona, has 2 sprint races tonight, and there should be some pretty interesting strategic calls, particularly when you talk about slipstream.
Oh, dude. You can't even talk.
Right, here we go then.
Know how this slipstream is going to work because it's going to be strong as anything around here as well. And that run out of Le Mans chicane right the way round to turn number 1, it's going to be busy, busy, busy. There's going to be a lot of people out of position as well during the race because obviously the slipstream will keep them further up. So if Mr. Conor Greer stays where he is at the moment, he will have a boost and move his way forward. But obviously there's a lot of swapping and changing going around as well. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm not quite sure some of the drivers are going to be able to get this, whether or not it's going to work, what turn 1's going to be like. It's going to be a bit manic, partly due to the fact that we've got, 38 drivers on the racetrack at this moment in time. So we're going to have to keep an eye out. It's going to be a bit of a manic one, and I'm sure we'll be able to try and catch up as much as we can. I'm not quite sure how we're going to get on with replays because I think there's going to be a lot going on. to be blatantly honest with you. But let's find out how we go. I think this is going to be exciting. Everybody's driven D24. They should have done the iRacing special event over the weekend. So let's see how they go. They have come to the end of the qualifying. Good luck tonight, all watching from my hospital bed. Oh, Connor, what's going on?
I hope you get well soon, buddy. Hopefully we'll have you back. But here is the
What do we
grid
think
for
for
race 1.
fuel?
20 minutes of the Daytona road course.
14.
Aaron Myers takes pole position by a whopping 0.4 of a second ahead of Conor Greer. Jack Holland and Eric Ronenberg ran out the second row ahead of Sam Berry and Daniel Wareham. Alex Kubelis and Matt Parfitt ran out row 4. Josh Arnold and Chris James ran out your top 10.
Ooh, Spank
Lee
starting.
Martin and Ryan Dudley ran out row 6. And then we've got Joseph Lopez and Peter Woodwall running out row 7. Joshua North and Dan Forster next up ahead of Jan Whittaker, Matt Benson, Harry 7, Simon McPhee, who rounds out your overall top 20. Ryan Clark and Matthew Massey, no relation to the former F1 race director, rounds out your top 11 rows ahead of Alexander Claudio and the returning Carlos Roman from Puerto Rico. Then after that, we've got Paul West, the pride of Wales. He's joined by Eugene Webber on row 13. Dinan Bronze, Casper Roos, Stephen Hendrickson, Connor McKay, John Johnston, Dominic Johnson, Richie Holder, Rick Wishen, a man who we've commentated on before in previous GR86 events, John Harley. Roy Cardinal has said that he might not be running due to an internet issue that is causing his car to turn left all the time. That's not exactly what you want here at Daytona. And Jason Brennan, due to bring up the rear of what will be 37 cars here. And also with the banking, 18 degrees here at this part of the tri-oval. It's going to be a tough one for these drivers to get the acceleration down, as it will be a bit like Brands Hatch Grand Prix or Brands Hatch Indy. But more to the point, we now hear the revs start to build here at Daytona, the world centre of racing. 20 minutes for the first race, an inverted top 20 for race 2, which will go on for 25 minutes. As you said, JP, this standing start here could be very, very telling.
Yes, we'll see how they go.
Right, revs build here at
That
the
was
World
close.
Centre Racing for round 4, race 1, forefront GR86, and we're underway. And look, oh no! Oh, Jack Holland straight away pirouetted to the right-hand side of the circuit. Eric Ronenberg getting through. It's 3 wide between the Simtech drivers, but Jack Holland has knocked all the way down to the bottom of the top 14. Meantime, it's Aaron Mayers and Conor Greer who are to turn 1. There's still that 3-car gaggle a little bit further back. That's Arnold, Wareham and Parfitt. As it's 3 wide.
There's a big crash.
He's got Jack Holland to his immediate left-hand side. Holland with the crisscross into the Rodriguez International Horseshoe, and that's 2 off. That's Whittaker and Benson.
Oh, it's coming on the track. You're coming on the track, bro. Oh my God, you might have had 55 on there, but you're going to get 55 punishments after that. That was absolutely bonkers from Jan Whittaker. Aaron Myers out in front at the moment. Conor Greer sitting in second.
Sure, what's going on there?
And exactly what we thought was going to happen, happened. They basically spun up, coming off the grid, and you see Jack Holland go round in pirouettes. Lovely.
Yeah, you would have thought that probably the discretion would have been maybe do a roll.
Let's have a little window.
Pretty exciting nevertheless.
Right,
you can see Eric Ronenberg in his traditional bright purple stroke pink 317 machine.
Right.
Trying to chase down Conor
He
Greer.
is out of the toe. Sorry, you're going to have some different sounds.
With a minute and a half already in, we're about to make our way down the back stretch and into the famed Le Mans chicane, formerly known as the bus stop, as it is going to be part of the brakes. Benson's got a mechanical black flag, no surprise there with the amount of damage he got through the wall as they bump over the curbing through the first half. Now exit. Watch out for those little indentations on the outside of the curbing coming out of the second half of the Le Mans chicane. Now going
Come on, Josh or Joseph, help me out.
13, and we are going to see speeds of around about the 140 mile an hour plus mark as we ride on board with Ronenberg. 130 and climbing. Some cars have been topping at about 143 miles an hour in practice as they come through into the Geico acceleration zone onto the tri-oval. Lap 1 in the books, and Conor Greer all over the back of Aaron Myers. Eric Ronenberg waiting to see if there's going to be a door open to the inside. He's got Sam Berry behind him.
Oh, Berry's making a move on the inside into 1. He's just gone and hit. Oh, I don't believe he hit him. I've got a funny feeling there may have been internet. That was Conor Greer. I've got a funny feeling that internet may have played an issue just by the fact how exited Conor Greer went. Sam Berry, in fact, got over.
Joshua looked very close.
Now it probably was internet-based for Sam Berry due to that contact there as well. But there's going to be a lot more action. That's going to be one lap of chaos. There's going to be more coming in. I can feel this happening left, right and centre. Sam Berry, Dan Wareham, Alex Cubas, Chris James, obviously Berry with his black flag. I wonder what he's actually got going on in that car at the moment with Sam Berry. Let's see if we can have a look and see if we can get
right on the bubble
run
for fuel
down
for some
into
reason.
turns number 6. Oh yes, well to the left-hand side for Sam Berry, and that will be due to the fact of the incident with Conor Greer. But yeah, that's what's happening, unfortunately.
We're going to have a look at a replay from the...
Right, where are we? So we got Josh in front of us, Simon in front of us.
Berry dives in and goes way too late and attacks the car.
Matt.
That's what knackered his steering, so
Okay.
he dived too deep. Conor Greer loses the lead, which means that Matt Parfitt now leads Pro-Am in 4th overall. And Alex Cubulus
Matt Parfitt's well up there.
Places. Simon McPhee up 8 places. Carlos Romao up 6th to 18th position as they go down the backstretch here on lap 2. And Sam Berry very quickly will have to...
Obviously, we will have the reverse grid.
Now that was Ryan Dudley through on Daniel Wareham, and Dudley is up 4 spots. Look at that, Tom and Jerry, perfect personification of this championship. It's Tom chasing Jerry in a variety of GR86s. Hats off to that man for that livery as Wareham serves a slow down.
Yeah, he had to get it off there, down where he pulled straight out. Knew that he was going to get the draft. That was going to keep his speed up, unfortunately. Chris James is in behind Dudley in front of us. You can just see this there. Barry's got to peel into pit lane. He hasn't got a choice, unfortunately. That's generally, if he can carry on, that would be great if he had damage. But unfortunately, he got a meatball, which generally means within 3 laps, he's got to make a pit stop, which absolutely sucks because he might have been able to drive with that. Slight left-hand damage. You can see James going too deep. That's going to release him with Holland, who had that poor start, but we knew that was coming because somebody was going to do that on a banking, especially in a rear-wheel drive car. It was always going to happen. But let's see how these guys get on now, whether or not they can make their way.
What's going on over there?
Who's going to do what? There's been a lot of action further back. I can't even justify running through.
Dudley's off. He went. Now I'm not too sure if he did it on his own or he had a little bit of an assist through the turn 3 Rodriguez International Horseshoe. Let's have a look. He's got Jack Holland to his inside.
Right, I think we just got to try and hold position.
Yeah, he's just lost it on his own. He's just got a bit wide out of the corner. Back end stepped out, caught the slide. Well held by the Welshman.
Yeah, Dudley they're doing a great job now, put himself down in 11th place, unfortunately, but there is so much action going on. We'll try and keep up with it, guys, but there is a lot of going on all the way through the field. Ryan Clark's having a go with Conor Greer, Dominic Johnson's having a go with JT. It's Dan Foster, Chris James, Lee Martin, they're all fighting it out. We've got Alexander Claudio, he's having a go with Peter Woodmore. It's battle for 5th and 6th in Pro-Ams currently. Carlos Roman's in there. There's a lot of fighting going on. This is not going to be a big gap field here. I don't think we're going to see a runner out in front, Alex. I think they're all going to be very, very close together in pockets.
I have to say, I do like the new livery that Chris James has got, the fresh rubber car. Wondering if we've got the same on Sam Berry's as he's rejoined in 13nd position behind Michael Massey and then also Dominic Johnson. Yeah, so they have got a new livery, so that's very, very nice. And I like how they changed it. Chris has got pink on the left, blue on the right, and Sam's got the invert. So that's a good way to discern from both cars. So, but, you know, at this moment, Forster is really closing in. This is going to be the opportunity that Forster might need around the outside of the tri-oval. He's going to try and slipstream all 3 of them through into turn 1. He's going to have to take the high line into turn 1, and he gets it done. That was very neat and tidy with Jack Holland back up the inside as Holland runs a little bit. Well, it's more the case of Forster running a little bit wide. Still wheel to wheel.
I was breaking a straight line
goes
now,
to
man.
the outside here into turn 3. Dive on the brakes, clatter and paddles. Very, very lucky. That
Right, so these guys are pros.
Well, Jack Holland did because he runs wide out of turn 3, and Chris James gets back through.
Yeah, the problem is, look at the gap now, 3.3. They're losing time. If Wareham had slotted in and gave them a 4-car draft, it would have worked like NASCAR. They would have been able to move themselves forward.
All right, we've gone back, but they're not who we're racing.
No, this is easier said than done. And I might as well ask, I don't know why I'm asking racing drivers not to fight, but if you want to go forward, that's what you've got to do at high draft tracks. You know, I've watched multiple NASCAR races IRL and also on here, and they've got to literally work together. You have 4 cars. 4 cars will go
Like
quicker
5 laps.
if they are nose to tail. That airflow is not there.
I think we should be alright for fuel.
Because it goes over the 2 cars because they're so close.
5 laps of
Now,
fuel.
if Holland's got any noodle going on up there at this moment in time, he will literally just sit in behind Chris James and he will push him. And what he's got to do is just basically settle in right in behind him. And he's got to just give him a little gentle nudge if he can get there. Same with James. James shouldn't push Foster. He shouldn't be trying to overtake him. Get in behind him, get your nose right up his rear end like a dog, sniffing another one. You've got to go and slot it in. Push him, push him. Just get in behind him. And get
We have taken an absolute clonk.
They're attached. They can stay together like that now as well. Holland's now got to get in there. You can see Martin's too far back as well. Get in there, give him a shove, son. Go on, have him off the corner. And they've got to work together because then the gap will come down. If they don't do this and they keep fighting, it's just going to all go wrong and that gap's going to extend.
Seen by the driving style of Chris James at the moment, he is sticking with Dan Forster, and that's allowed Jack Holland to close up in. Lee Martin is also there, and he's up 2 spots. So this is where we get to the infield part, which is flatter than the local scenery in the Netherlands.
I knew that was coming.
Exactly. Shout out Dan Temples. I'm going to visit him later on.
Sorry, Ryan, I was trying to let you go up the inside.
I'll say hi to him. Simon McPhee. Oh, how did you hang on to that one?
We've got damage. We're going to struggle.
Clean up on aisle 3. Coke round at turn 3. But he managed to keep a hold of it. He's running P2.
Dude!
Division Harry 7 runs 12th overall, but is fractionally ahead of Carlos Romar, who's up 11 spots. Biggest mover, Jason Brennan, who pretty much started at the back end of the field in 37th position, now runs 22nd, and he's 2 places. No, Harry 7 gets turned. Harry 7 gets turned, I'm afraid, and that might have been Alexander Claudio that was involved in that, because we had Joseph Lopez looking up the inside.
Bullsed
I've
it.
got a funny feeling there was more involved in that one for poor old Harry 7. Yeah, a lot has gone on so quick there that he's basically shut off the timing tower so quickly.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that! You can't link
it's Dudley, and then Harry 7 might not have seen him there, and then all of a sudden he's gone exit stage right, bidding 180. Good evening to our good friend Sir Draxlot in the chat. All right, boys. All right, Sir Draxlot. Hope you keep well, mate, and enjoying the racing. We still have 9 minutes and 38 seconds to go, as this is Alex Cumulus going to the high side, and this is coming out of turn 13. Onto the front stretch. He's right behind Pro-Am leader Matt Parfitt. As Matt Parfitt's decided to activate the wipers on the car. It's not raining, buddy. But there's probably a lot of dust that's been kicked up into his windscreen, so he's clearing that off. At nearly what's the speed? 140 miles an hour.
Go on, push him.
We got damage. Such bad damage.
This is. You can see the front 4 at the moment. This is the thing. The front 4. Well, all of these. Myers, Ronenberg, Arnold, Parfitt, and Cumulus. They're all very much nose to tail. They haven't really made a move on each other. I can tell you now that not really any of these have made places since the start of where drama happened. Do you know what I mean? Let's be real about it. They've all.
I am going to kick off about that Carlos one. I'm going to have a look, but I'm pretty sure.
Fractured group behind them with Foster, James, Holland, Martin. That they're not working where they.
Pretty sure he pushed his way through.
That he can sit there and I'll give him props because he has not made moves on Foster. He's pushed him at every opportunity, and they've got to try and keep doing that. It's a really. I can't really explain the draft unless you've watched a real-life NASCAR broadcast. They've got it, they go in and they explain it, and they show the airflow, and it's a great presentation. But they've got to stay close together. They have to really be nose to tail. Richie Holder's had some drama. Dino Bronze has had some drama. Both of them jumped back to pit lane. But the draft is a very peculiar thing, and if you don't really understand how airflow works over the top of the car, no matter what I say, I could draw you a picture in crayon, you still might not understand it.
Yeah. It's a skilled art to navigate your way through, especially around here at Daytona.
Just can't see us catching Connor here because of the damage.
Supporting Sam and Chris, as we see. I mean, all I'm going to make is a karting reference now, JP, which you and I have both, when we worked together at Wilton all that time ago. It's like a cadet race. Top 5 have broken away, and it's going to kick off with 2 laps to go.
Oh, absolutely. You're not wrong, but look, they're not really doing anything. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen because none of you can see, but they're not really doing anything. Cubulus is trying to push. He knows he's got to push Parfit forward. Parfit knows he's got to get onto the back of Arnold. You know, and they're not really moving. But if you go back, James is trying, but Holland's got to get there. Wareham's got to get there. They've got to, that gap between Holland and Wareham is where the slow's coming from, because the airflow gets interrupted and it goes and hits Wareham's car straight in the face, and Wareham just can't get there. It's a very peculiar game of doing this at Daytona, but that's why the gap up front is extended. As you can see, Alex Cubulus now having to go at Parfit, but he can do that on the infield. As long as he plays the game on the oval, he'll be fine, and he'll just move up one place at a time.
Yeah, exactly. So, more to the point, it will be the case that with 6 minutes and 37 seconds to go, don't count anything out quite yet, because Cubulus is later on the brakes into turn 5 at the second of the horseshoes, and then it's the short shoot up to turn 6 and 7. You've got to really, really nail the braking point and also the turn in on turn 6, which then opens up turn 7.
Turned into a bit of a rubbish one, this one.
Going down the back stretch. But more to the point, Jan Whittaker showing, well, it's not exactly a happy bunny at the moment. I've just seen in the he said, "Have a good evening, lads. I'm done with GR86s." John Pitkin is saying, "Doing well, JB." In the YouTube chat, as we come to the final 6 minutes, the top 5 covered at this moment, all the way down to Matt Parfit. 1 second, hard on the brakes into Le Mans once again, and Parfit this occasion is closing in to the back of Cubulus there, so it's more the case of now.
Apparently Renault's all right in a straight line.
And if anyone might remember the Freedom 100 from about a few years back, it was 4
I think these guys have damage
at Indianapolis. Could we see the same kind of thing here at GR86? Yes, I think we can, as look at Josh Arnold. He's right up the rear of Ronenberg. So now here comes Cubulus, who switches to the high side through at the tri-oval. Lap 8 gets underway right now, and Ronenberg's got the inside line, Cubulus to the outside. This is going to be a squeeze and a half. Cubulus, can he make it through? Not quite.
And Eric Ronenberg, if he saves this position, he needs to thank Aaron Myers, and he doesn't just need to thank him, he needs to get out and buy him a beer. And the reason for that is, I will show you very, very shortly why he needs to thank him here as well, because if Ronenberg can hold on, and I'm just going to follow this through turn 4s and 5, and I'll show you why he needs to thank him, because Myers did him a job there going into turn 1, and that is how he basically managed to hold on to that position. But let me try and find where this is all just kicked off, because I'll tell you why he needs to thank him going into turn number 1.
Yeah, and now in the meantime, Aaron Myers now has a nearly 9/10 of a second advantage over Eric Ronenberg. Cubulus rounds out the top 3, followed by Josh Arnold. Matt Parfit still leading the Pro-Am division in 5th position at the minute. He's got 4.7 seconds between himself and Simtech team.
We're going to miss out
Dan Forster
on the reverse grid, unfortunately.
Martin and Daniel Wareham round out your overall top 10.
We need to get to that group ahead.
Here we go. So here's Cubulus.
Watch what Myers does. He comes up, throws the block at him on the outside first. So he's already prevented him going. Then he sends him in deep. Watch, Myers keeps going straight. Keeps going. Blocks him off. So Cubulus can't slot in. He can't get in behind him because Myers has sent him on a very wide line that's allowed Ronenberg to tighten it up. So I tell you what,
yeah, we've definitely got damage.
And I can tell you what, Myers did you an absolute solid by sending that car in deep and doing it. Now, whether or not it was done on purpose, I don't know. Maybe I've just bigged up Aaron Myers for great driving, and he probably didn't even mean to. But he sent him in deep, and he just allowed Ronenberg to keep tight into turn number 1. He did not give Cubulus the turn in angle that he needed.
Either make a solid move or you don't make a move. That's really ridiculous, mate.
Yeah, and they do say that there is strength in numbers, especially with Simtech. But
I mean, Casper, sorry.
Josh Arnold, he's going to the outside of Alex Cubulus, and this time Myers does not go straight. Ronenberg to the inside of turn 1.
Move there on the inside.
And
we should help each other, not work against each other there.
Stronghold, because they've got Matt Parfit right behind them, so it's 4 versus 1 in the top 5, as Myers now finds with what we will have 1 plus 1 more, and here goes Arnold up the inside through the Rodriguez International Auto turn 3. Still side by side on the run through the fast left-hand kink. Arnold had 2 wheels on the grass, trying to carry the overspeed. This will have the outside line. Turn 5 goes deep under brakes, opens the door. Arnold is through by half a car length, if that. But Cumulus keeps his line. That's good positioning by Alex Cumulus.
I don't think we're going to get very far.
To the outside,
without the draft, you cannot
6.
even keep up.
Cumulus gets a little bit of a snap on, but he manages to correct it. And Arnold might get the side draft here. Keep your eyes on Matt Parfitt behind.
Yeah, if I was running, he's going to get him. Arnold's got him.
Then I didn't hear you
Arnold got the
correctly.
place. Parfitt's going to try and have a run now as well. He's going to slot in behind Cumulus, utilise as much of the draft as he possibly can, and run this all the way through Le Mans. I think Parfitt, I don't think he's going to make a move. You can see he even brake then to not
He
get
really nearly recovered this as well.
Get the run out of the
like
chicane that he needs. He's got to go
I'm
curve,
pro am, so you can fight me whatever
just
you want.
about grab the curve again.
Alright,
Now
good to
this
know.
is where his run's got to
Sorry
be.
that I
What he really needs
misunderstood
to
you.
do is Cumulus needs to go to
No,
the
no worries.
outside. Parfitt needs to slot up the inside and basically block Cumulus on that outside line. Keep him well out of the way so then he's able to come underneath him. But it's a tricky game, but again, we saw what Simtek did with Ronenberg on the last lap. He again put Cumulus in the different position that he wanted to be in. That allowed Arnold to come through, going on the run down into turn 2. There's games. There is games at the moment. I wouldn't even say it's chess. I'm not even quite sure what we're playing at the moment, but there is a lot of games going on up front with these guys.
Yeah,
and
should
it's
pull
either going
past
to end
me.
really well, or there's going to be some dramas. But what Myers, Ronenberg and Arnold don't want to do is don't want to famously take each
You're
other.
half a lap.
That would be the worst possible thing that they could do here.
Yeah, Cardinal Sin never take out his teammate as down to the inside through it. Rodriguez International Horseshoe. We are on the final lap. Chris James trying to go around the outside of Dan Forster. He's got Wareham to his inside through at turn 3.
Stay right
Jack
here,
Holland
Alex.
for the
Hopefully keep it good.
ITZ Racing crew rounds out your top 9 in the 325 as our leaders now will make their way through turn 5 itself. And Chris James still keeping his elbows out. And Wareham's trying to go through on the inside. Might get the jump on him through here at turn 5. And just behind, that looks to be Lee Martin closing in. And
Just thinking
is
more
the
about just getting a decent
49,
points
our
haul and a
leaders
decent quality for
now
next
making
race.
their way through turns 8 and 9 on what will be the last tour of this race. We hit 0 on the timer. Casper Roos, for the second week in a row, could be on the cusp of getting that inverted top 20 pole position for the feature, but he's got Paul West in the 233 right up his rear trumpet as we go onto the backstretch. Last time of asking, Ronenberg will want to pick up his 3rd win of the series, and Aaron Myers
Alright,
at
yeah, there we go.
picked up the opening win of the series back at VIR just 4 weeks ago as we come through out of the Le Mans chicane for the final time. Ronenberg has got to time his strategy. He's going to pull to the right-hand side.
I don't know if we'll get
Can he
through.
get the side draft? Forster gets the slowdown penalty. Ronenberg is inching closer and closer, and now he's just ahead. They've got the tri-oval banking to remain, and here comes Arnold and Cumulus. This is going to be run to line. Ronenberg is
gotta
still
try and
holding
keep
on.
out of the
He's got
way.
a car length in front.
lucky
Arnold
bird.
is going to be in 2nd place. Eric Ronenberg by
think we might be out now.
6 thousandths picks up his 3rd win of the series. Chris James holds the flag high for Fresh Rubber in 7th. And what a debut for Ryan Dudley.
Thank
Finishes
you, Sam.
P10, P11 overall behind Dan Forster. Sam Berry, however, Chris James's teammate, has made his way through the field. He's up to 19th. He's got Ryan Vanderwood from the Netherlands, the debutant this week, and they make it across the line.
If anyone wants to push me over the line, that would be greatly
Bounds
appreciated.
apart, which will then put Sam Berry on the outside of the front row alongside
I don't think I can make it to you in time.
Roost, who once again, that Dane must have been rolling the dice, and he's a lucky beggar because he's got pole position for the feature coming up, but Ronenberg wins it with the top 3 covered by 68 thousandths of a second at the flag. And this is where Ronenberg started the chain reaction.
Yeah.
He gets half a car length in front. Here comes Josh Arnold, pushed along by Alex
dude.
Cumulus. And it was just that little nudge That little nudge that made
I
the
might be able to make
difference.
it. There's still over a
And
minute left.
Roddenberg ends up winning. Arnold in second. Myers rounding out your top three. Cubulus one step away from
If you can, that would be lovely.
You lucky boy for Roddenberg. He needs to thank Arnold. He needs to thank him because Arnold could have had him. He literally, if he went up high on that bank and he could have had him, he had Cubulus pushing him. If I was Cubulus, I would have gone as well. I'd have gone high. Niggas to being nice. No. Arnold, he pushed him in front and got himself. I reckon Josh could have had that.
I think you're right. And to be honest with you, we still have a couple of other. Well, there is Harry 7, who looks like he's not going to make the end of the race.
That was a shame.
Yeah, Dinan Bronze. He had some drama earlier on.
No worries, buddy. Thank you.
Well, okay. Retirements. Richie Holder with 1 lap to go. Peter Woodmore 2
Right,
laps
I'm just
to
going to
go.
grab.
And more to the point, I did say there was going to be a photo finish on race 1. Well, we've got race 2 coming up, so let's take you through the results of our opening race for round 4 of the series. Eric Roddenberg wins adjusted 67 thousandths ahead of Josh Arnold, and it was 1/1000 between the other 2 Simtech drivers. So Arnold versus Myers, who literally you thought he would have had that in the bag, as Conor King says. Nice guys come second. Wink, wink emoji. You ain't wrong there at all, and I hope the Neo-Op goes well, Connor. So
I do need to just message
hopefully
Dudley.
See you back next week. Alex Cubulus P4. Matt
Ryan
Marfin
Dudley, wherever it
takes
is.
another win. Won the sprint at Snetterton, does the same at Daytona, and finishes P5 ahead of Chris James, Jack Holland, Daniel Wareham, Lee Martin, Dan Forster. Then it's Ryan Dudley. Carlos from Matt on his return after a week away on the sidelines, finishes P12 and takes second, ahead of fellow Puerto Rican Alexander Claudio. So well done to those guys. They ran out the top 13. Rick Wishon, Simon McPhee, Joseph Lopez, Eugene Webber and Roy Vandervoort round out your top 18. Followed by Sam Berry and our man who's going to be on pole position for the feature, Casper Roos from Denmark. Paul West. Go on.
I just worked out something. Something went on at that line. I couldn't work out why it happened. Sam did not overtake Vanderwood. He pushed him over the line. And there's a reason for that. He's on the front row for race number 2. That's why he didn't make the move. I got it now.
Yeah, that's why I thought that might be the case. Casper Roost in 20th. Paul West, Joshua North, Jason Brennan, Conor McKay, Matthew Massey, John Johnston. Matt Benson finishes in 27th after that turn 3 lap 1 incident. Dominic Johnson, Conor Greer, Stephen Hendrickson, Dinan Bronze, Harry 7, Richie Holder, Ryan Clark, Peter Woodmore finishes in 35th, 2 laps down, retirement.
Need to get this so I can.
Jan Whittaker out after that first lap exchange. Roy Cardinal, it was wheelbase issues, not internet issues. My apologies there, Roy. And I think you asked in the question, Moser question mark.
Now there's a reason for that. This, over the last 2 weeks,
that was totally on me.
Mr. Craig Jones has got a Moser wheel, and what Cardinal described, well, all of a sudden the wheel would just turn left. Craig had the same issue. And then he would lose force feedback, and Matthew Richardson in another league, I said my league that I do on a Monday, he had the same issue as well.
Garage,
so that's why I asked that question, because there's a few people over the last couple of weeks with Moser wheels that have had this issue, and it's all because of an
so I need another lap. That's another lap.
Base or something.
Then we're doing probably 3 more, so
that they need to follow, and it's a very complicated process to get it all done.
Safe with that one.
That's why I asked him if it was a Moser wheel, because there are a lot of people that there you go as well. Jim Marshall, as a fellow Moser user,
right? We need.
They put out an update that really messed
P32 is our start,
and there was people, as I say, going left, losing force feedback, wheels disconnecting randomly. Pedals then not working with the base, and it was all very, very complicated stuff, and Craig had the same issue. So yeah, there's a lot of people with a Moser wheel that's
after that absolute carnage. We're starting P32 for heat number 2.
I'm not entirely sure where it is. Craig Jones found the video of how to fix it, but he had to do a lot of stuff and a lot of things with it to make it work.
I want to know how much.
Lawyers come back and said it's actually
how much damage we got on the back.
So it's not the issue.
Well, okay, so it's probably not just affected Moser. If it's a Fanatec DD2, you know, one of the titans within sim racing peripherals like wheelbases, steering wheels, pedal sets, you know, even for a Fanatec to be affected, that just shows that some updates aren't always
But
what they seem.
No, but then does the update mean it's come from iRacing? Because obviously the update as well. Does the update mean of iRacing has caused a problem? Because at certain points between iRacing and the live timing software I use, my computer just crashes. But I can have another game on for 8 hours and not have one problem. And I don't know if anybody plays Path of Exile, but it's a very high GPU-based game, and it will work fine for 8 hours if my missus allows me to sit in front of it for that long, of course. But generally on a Saturday. But generally between iRacing and the live timing software, my computer will go black at random times. Touch wood, not at the moment. But if anybody's been at the broadcast where you know it has happened with me, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, so I don't know if there's something updated within iRacing that's just put everything to Pete Tong. I don't know. I can't answer the question, but it's just weird that I can run a game that's high GPU usage for 8 hours, but yeah, iRacing and the live timing software will crash all of a sudden.
Yep, so warm-up now comes to a close here at the World Centre of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway, the road course edition that we're using this week. So just a little bit of
I'm going to add a little bit more fuel in, you know.
Wanting to know what the calendar is looking like. Well, next week we go to Circuit Zandvoort in the Netherlands on the 1st of February. But here is your grid for race 2, round 4 here at the Daytona Roval. Casper Roost and Sam Berry on the front row with the Dane on pole position. Roy Vanderwood and Eugene Weber on row 2. Joseph Lopez and Simon McPhee, row 3. Rick Wishon and Alexander Claudio, row 4. Carlos Ramat and Ryan Dudley round out your top 10. Dan Forster and Lee Martin round out row number 6. Wareham and Holland, row 7. James and Parfitt, row 8. And then row 9, it's Cubulus and Myers.
Lots
Arnold
of patience
and Ronenberg
here,
round out your
fellas.
overall
Lots
top
of
20.
patience.
Paul
Let's
West,
take it
Joshua
easy.
North,
Let's not
Jason
kill
Brennan,
each other. Come on now.
Connor McKay, Matthew Massey, John Johnston, Matt Benson, Dominic Johnson, Connor Greer, and Stephen Hendrickson round out your top 30. Dylan Bronze, Harry Seven, Richie Holder, Ryan Clark, Peter Woodmore, and John Harley will bring up the rear of the grid as Jan Whittaker has opted not to partake in the rest of the evening, I think. Roy Cardinal, with his Fanatec DD2 issues, is not going to be joining us either, but we are moments away from going green for the final time here at the Daytona.
That weren't too bad a start, I don't think.
GR86, lights are out, and Casper Roos got an absolute tank slapper under acceleration, manages to hold on to the race lead, but Sam Berry quickly on his back. Roy Vanderwood with the...
I think someone's died on the inside of us.
He gets jumped by Simon McPhee to the outside of turn
We
1.
nearly died.
And more to the point, you're going to see a bit of 2x2 Noah's Ark style coming through out of 2 and into turn 3. Simon McPhee gets through on Casper Roost on the outside line into the Rodriguez International Horseshoe.
Oh, good, oh, good.
Vanderwood,
You had nowhere to go.
Toyota Corolla WRC.
That was a close one.
Crash, man.
Oh, we got an advert.
My mobile bill's gone up again. Well, you are on a big mobile network. But why'd you say it like that? Because with Labara, I've saved a small fortune. Everyone in the village has switched. Well, I could switch.
We'll see what we can do. We're up to P32. If we can get a top 20, that's mega.
Labara, the smarter mobile network.
Jen! No, from £5.
Might be hung out to dry here.
Look, he gets no wheel spin. He just gets going. He's past 1, past 2. He's got the run on the outside of 3. But unfortunately, there has been some drama further back for this man. He started at the back to purposely try
Seem to be
stay
pulling away.
Green, the Jan Whittaker. And unfortunately, he looks like he may have got caught up. Oh, he goes in, he goes in. He's going to get tagged. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately for Mr. Whittaker, he goes around. But whatever Simon McPhee did there, he had an absolute stonker. Jan has just said, nope, I'm having no more. I might be able to find a camera in a minute that would actually work. There we go. But yeah, lots of dramas going on there as well. Mr. McPhee been practicing that standing start. God damn, since Colin, absolutely. He has.
Yeah, but what has happened to Simon McPhee? He's down at the bottom of the timesheets. What on earth has happened to Simon McPhee? Has he had a disconnect from the server? He's down in 34. And look at this pack being led by Alexander Claudio. You've got Eugene Weber, Casper.
Bit of a bump was going there, so I had to pull out of that.
Dudley, Roy Vanderwood, Daniel Wareham, Dan Forster, Carlos Ramat, and then it's a further
Oh, got another
9/10
crash.
back, well, 6/10 back to Lee Martin.
Hold on.
And Sam Berry.
Watch
Right,
McPhee.
okay. Oh, this is coming out of turn
Thank
6
you,
into
bro.
turn 8. Oh, he's disconnected.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
That's his
dear.
fault.
That was a lightning start. I mean, one of the things that I noticed in terms of the sound, did you notice that Simon McVie's exhaust note was not as high as everybody else's, which meant...
Oh my days, we're free wide.
Talk through the back axle, which meant he got the traction down. So that really, really did help him, as we're going to see Matt Parfit. Oh dear, he gets
his
tagged.
teammate.
Oh,
What's behind? Car there on the left. Oh,
car on your left, bang. Oh, and a...
James is off. He's going. I don't even look at this. Oh my God.
The
What
big
is
one
that?
happens, and it happens in turn 1.
In a GR
It's absolutely
as
carnage.
well. And look at the meatballs: Foster, Cubulus, Ronenberg, Woodmore,
Vanderwood, Parfit, Brennan. Oh my God, giddy on. There's more.
I don't actually know where we are.
There's more meatball flags than in a meatball and pasta that you get in an Italian restaurant. That sounds really good right about now.
Oh mate, a 1 foot meatball marinara sub.
Oh, don't. I'm really tempted to bugger off the subway after this.
Oh, don't even go there. I live out in the middle of nowhere, so we ain't got one.
Jim Marshall says, that's unfortunate, would have been a hell of a race for McPhee, yeah. Got a big win, there's going to be some penalties there. You think, as Eugene Webber is now, really, he's got, look, Joseph Lopez, our friendly neighbourhood Dachshund lover, trying to go around the outside, and look, he's got the side draft here. That is mighty round here at Daytona. But Joseph is going to be stuck on the outside line going into T1. They're catching Alexander Claudio. And look at Ryan Dudley in the Tom and Jerry livery car. He's right with them.
Yeah, he's having a go. He's having a go. He's got through on Lopez there. Dudley moves himself up into second. But while these guys are fighting, these three should be going faster than that pink and blue car. But they're not. Why? Because they're not working together. Dan Wareham, Aaron Myers, Carlos Roman's in there, Joshua North, Chris James is having a go. He's trying to go on the inside of Lee Martin, and he's got that move done as well. This is going to be an interesting one. Brian Clark has got literally most of the fit. Harry Seven, Johnny JT, Matty Benson, Casper Bruce, and John Harley. Big shout out to Brian Clark. He's up 21 places, with Conor Greer up 17 places. Massive gains. But then again, I'm not surprised, because if you managed to weave your way through the wigglies that was going on at the beginning, you would have gained quite a lot of positions. But yeah, great job from all of these. Mr. Berry is got Alexander Claudio about 2.7 seconds back, who's got Eugene Webber not far behind. So these guys need to really work together, and they should effectively
need to push Ryan along.
That man up front.
2.1 to
Here
Connor.
comes Ryan Dudley with a head full of steam behind Eugene Webber in the 388 car. And you're going to see now, look at the toe. That's mighty. They're both possibly going to get through by the time they hit the brakes for the Le Mans chicane. And they do. They do get through. So Claudio demoted down into 4th position. But Ryan Dudley, Welshman, I love that livery. That reminds me of childhood right there, Tom and Jerry. And he's now catching Eugene Webber. And now this is where the opportunity, if he gets a bit of clear air, it might hinder him a little bit, but if he can keep the pace that he's got at the moment, Claudio's got the fastest lap of the race at 2:07.2. Dudley not that far off him in terms of pace, but he's right with.
We are losing.
Quickly, look at the time, 2.7. It's come down from 2.8, 2.6. This is the
saw a blonde
advantages
woman
of the
walking
draft.
past
2.6
me.
is going to go down to 2.5. They've got to do that lap after lap after lap. What they don't need is Claudio getting himself involved. This is working together between Dudley and Webber. That's the way that it should work when the driver's out front on his own. And Berry, he knows this is coming, but it's just how long he can hang on for. Wookie's probably in YouTube, Fresh Rubber, he's in YouTube chat anyway. But he's got to basically, these two should be able to, maybe not, because now Webber's just gone wide. Ain't going to work now.
No,
Can't see us catching them.
Go through into the left kink here at turn 4.
Oh, what have I got on the old broadcast notification?
8 places from starting 10th on the grid.
That's right.
Now we'll turn it into turn 5 at the second of the 2 horseshoes. And we're going to see, now can he lead a bit of a train here? The gap between him and Sam Berry is now opened up to nearly 3.1 seconds. 17 and a half minutes to go. So we're about 5 minutes away from half-time in this second race here at round 4 of the forefront Toyota GR86 Championship.
See if we can work as a 3.
Big thank you to Forefront Fabrication and Design, our friends out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, title sponsors of this series.
3.5 seconds.
For their assistance in helping to put out a $450 prize pool for the top 3 in both respective series. And look at Aaron Myers. He has come back with a full head of steam. He's up the inside through on Alexander Claudio and now closes in to Eugene Webber going into the Mans chicane. Aaron Myers now up what will be 14 spots, which means
well, we got a few of us
for at least a top 2 finish as Joseph Lopez gets the slowdown penalty for track limits infringements.
Yeah, you can see I think that's Wookie in YouTube chat under the Fresh Rubber TTV. We are hoping we can hold off for as long as possible. If these guys keep doing this, Wookie, you ain't going to have to worry, mate, because they're just about to send Dudley 3 wide going into turn number 1. They're not doing what they should have done. 3.1 has gone out already, half a second over this lap. Now comes Claudio. He's going to sweep around the outside. Go on, son, send it 3 wide. Be brave into turn 1.
Keep your eyes up. Look, Warren's behind him as well, so there's 3 from Simsek against 2 of the opposition. Dudley gets back through on Claudio. Warren trying to get through before turn 3.
Yeah, that wasn't
says,
so
come
good.
on, boys, work
I
together and
ended
chase
up
him
with
down.
a 70-second
Claudio and
hold
Warren have a
penalty.
slight tangle. There's Carlos Ramat in the
Whoa.
black and red GR86.
I had to go straight into the pit lane because I had nowhere else to go, and well,
and
that
then
was
we've got
penalty.
Joshua North, who actually is second in the Pro-Am division, running out in the top 9. Then it's Chris James, and then Conor Greer bringing up the rear of the top 3 in Pro-Am. And this is getting a bit too fruity, I think, for many people's liking. But Aaron Myers now up into P2.
You're just getting bashed out of the way. This is awful.
Between himself and
Can you
Eugene
keep
Webber,
up
who's
now?
got Brian Dudley right on his exhaust pipe, coming out
I
of
think
7.
so, but
Dudley comes out of 7 to the high side.
Absolutely just killed us.
Oh yeah, maybe can gain that side draft here at the 30.
Oh man, right.
Banking as they're coming through turn 9. This is going to be very, very close.
Where are we?
Coming
What?
down the back stretch, but there is Daniel Wareham.
18th?
The man we
19th?
normally see is quite dominant when you put him behind the wheel of a GR86. He dives to the inside on the back stretch, making it 3 wide.
Oh, he gets the job done. Can he get the
race,
car stopped? That's going to be the question. He goes over the in, he goes on the out, he gets it done there as well. They're not, this is the thing, Wookie, you're holding on there, just glad they're not all in the same team. Well, they are now, 2nd, 3rd and 4th are in the same team.
I'm not really too sure what I can do here.
Oh no, I see you guys going into the pit as well.
Other than time a lunge.
Literally, he's the only one that can really cause these guys problems. I don't think, no offense Claudio or Roman, that whether or not you've got the pace, you might be hanging on by the draft, but I wonder what your one-lap pace is compared to these. If Dudley mixes this up and slows these drivers down, Sam Berry should be able to take a win. However, they've just pulled out half a second over him in that last lap. Look at these 2 up front. What are they doing? What are they doing? This is like, you might as well play into Berry's hands. Just give him the race win. If they're going to do this, they're literally going to
side by side.
3.3, 3
Oh shit!
4 temps over 1 corner because of this. This is nuts.
Brian Dudley's got a real opportunity here to strike past the iron as hot as you said, JP. And now, with Wareham and Myers going side by side in towards turn 4.
Can't do anything here.
Rate of speed over 110 miles an hour. Now they've got turn 5. Dudley is, Connor Pink says no papaya rules in Simtech, but there's no papaya on any of their liveries. So, yeah, there's no rules in racing, but Myers and Wareham should have started to work together. The lead gap is now nearly 4 seconds. Berry is running away with it as we quickly reach close to half time here. 11. We're coming up.
Okay, this ain't going great. We've got 4 cars within all around us.
Berry is definitely giving it the berries at the moment, and he's getting away with it because just due to the fact that this is the only man that can save Sam Berry. And if Dudley goes and decides he wants to go and get involved, then it's going to be a win for Berry all day. 3.9, they've just lost 9 temps over this first half of this lap. And they lost 3 temps going into turn 1 and 2. This is just nuts. They could have had him. It was down to 2.5 seconds. Down to 2.5 seconds. It's just not they could have had it done there. They can bring this gap down.
Oh, I just didn't know where he was.
These two up front are going a lot faster than what Sam Berry is. So he's on 128, 129, 130, 31, 32. Berry, surprised he's pushing the same. Well, he's probably topping out around about 124. But these guys just need to push and push. Half a second on a straight already.
Right, they're pros we got to let through there.
7 tenths, 8 tenths. They've got to do that lap after lap, but they've got Casper Roost who went in, he had a penalty there from Paul Casper, and he's now jumped all the way down the order, but they need to stay with him. They need to carry on like this.
Yeah, but the big thing is now with 11 minutes and 50 seconds to go, back market traffic will come into this race, as we see Roy Van Der Wey's down in 29. So there is, yeah, that gap's come down way
Just see off the dive bomb.
As soon as they hit back market traffic, so they're going to be going through the likes of Vanderwood. Parfit is then, well, there's not going to be much back market traffic to speak of once they get past Roy Vanderwood and Matt Parfit. Matt Parfit is all the way down.
Couple of pros all tied up in this one.
So no double victory for the man from Canada, unfortunately this time around, like it was the Stetson 200. But that gap is coming down significantly. It was nearly 4.1 seconds. It's down to 1.7. So because he's having to factor his way through back market traffic, Sam Berry
He's just cut straight across. He knew he was going to lose that position, so he'd rather just put his car on the line.
Between himself and the next person on the road, which will be Matt Parfit, is just about to go through the Le Mans chicane. 10 3/4 minutes to go. We're on lap number.
Well, I mean 19th. I mean, still being 19th ain't bad given the chaos that we've had.
Calm head on cool shoulders, and there you see, just up ahead, Vanderwood and Parfit, 29th and 28th respectively. 10.5 minutes to go. The gap is now down to 1.4. Myers.
They're all just taking off tracks there. Taking the off tracks, getting the performance.
Together, it seems.
Yeah, it does, and it's 1.3 at the moment. The reason there's a big jump in time, I have a funny feeling there may have been a mistake in turn 1. Hoping Chris can join the back. I just need Lopez to be good. Dude, you better get on the headset, get a start, you know, topping him up. Jones is down in 10th.
All right, can we make a move on Matthew?
As much as you can hope and hope and hope, you've got a lot to hope here. As I said, you really want to get hold of this man, the flying Welsh Dragon, and say, come on, son, put your nose in. You know, how about you come and join Fresh Rubber for us, if you know, and we'll pay for your iRacing subscription if you go and have a go at Myers and Wareham. Not that I'm condoning bribing live on TV, on YouTube, of course.
You're not.
I'm just
say,
hinting.
look, come and join the action.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, just putting it out there.
Yeah, and we now head into the final 9 minutes and 25 seconds of the race, and the gap is now 8 tenths. So it came down over the last 3 laps.
Well, I think the pros are now in front, so these 3 are all for class.
Now Myers starting to pull away from Wareham ever so slightly to the tune of just over 4.5 tenths of a second. Right on board with the 3:22. Just down to the victory by 6.
They just bowled each other out. Fantastic.
And he is gunning the man. And Connor Pink says, I can hear the faint sound of the Jaws theme tune. I second that, and that's probably thirded by Mr. Parfit in the booth. But more to the point, Aaron Myers has decided, right, I'm done battling with Wareham, let's go after Berry.
Yeah, he's trying here as well. We need that, Connor, in the Tanzo Discord as a soundboard, because they're not able to click it.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got one at the moment, so that would be cool. But Berry is... Berry's going to be under pressure now. He's going to be under pressure. What he doesn't want is all 3 of them to swamp him, and then Sam could be down in 4th in a matter of seconds. So we're going to see how this one pans out here. What's going to happen? Dudley's just off the back. He's going to close in at the moment, but he ain't quite close enough. Here they go.
They are quicker out of that.
Are they going to push?
Quicker through the bus
stop.
stop.
Go around Berry. They're going to push him. They're going to be nice at the moment for Sam Berry. He's going to get pushed all the way around past the Geico restart zone. Over the line they go. He manages to hold on, but I think he can thank Aaron Myers for that. And here comes Dunners. Go on, Dunners up the inside, sunshine. And he goes and does all both of them.
Alright, we got pros in amongst all of this.
Fog off special right there. Brilliant job there by Brian Dudley. Sense it like he meant it through at turn 1. and the slipstream was really.
And Matthew's now in front of the pros.
The closing pack: Eugene Webber, Alexander Claudio, Carlos Roma, and Conor Greer. Round out your top 8. Now Conor Greer is about 4.2 seconds behind Carlos Roma, but more to the point here, it's the two Puerto Ricans battling for the race victory. So Claudio.
So the actual car we're racing for position is
this could be
the third car in front.
Rather fiery between the two Puerto Ricans if it all kicks off in the last 5 minutes of the race. We are now on lap number 9 with 7 minutes to go. And Carlos really has he's had a little bit of a redemption this week, I would say, after what happened at Rudskogen. So it's good to see him back, and he's been keeping his elbows out, but nice and clean at the same time, which is a skill set amongst its own. But Ryan Dudley, take a bow.
Yeah, absolutely. There's more fighting going on further back. There is so much fighting all the way through this race, even down here with Roy Vanderwood and Matt Parfit having a good old little ding-dong, but the action...
I'm sure why you're letting me through, but okay.
Trying to get to the front of the Pro-Ams. He's chasing down Carlos Romain and Alex Claudio. Believe it or not, Connor is tucked in there as well at the moment in that Van Ham livery. He's got Chris James in behind him, but this is where it's all kicking off. Sam Berry holding...
Welcome to the Bisect Hosting Server headquarters.
Oh, pulls for position.
Happy to have you here. Follow me. I'll show you around. If you look to your left, you can see some of the games we host. Up here is the control room. On this map, you can see our 17 hosting locations. We have servers all around the world. Let's check on the support team. This team is available to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. While other server hosts can be slow and unresponsive, we respond to our customers lightning fast to make setting up your server stress-free. Bisect Hosting, your host with the most.
Alright, try and push Josh through.
Right about now.
Dude, all I could hear was Wookie going into turn number 2 going, go on, Dennis, it's him! It's him up the inside! It's him! Because he was so close to making contact with him. I honestly could hear Wookie in, go on, it's him! It's him! It's him! Because he would have just caused chaos. They both would have gone round and then Berry would have run away with it. But it didn't happen. Dudley backed out of it, allowed Myers to take the corner, and poor old Wookie's going to have to sit at home and wait one more time before they have contact and bite more nails off. Berry is under a lot of pressure. This for Sam Berry is the find your kahuna.
Might actually not end up with a too bad a class result.
It's
still not great, but
because he's going to need him with these guys coming at him. He played a wicked block on Eric Myers on the last lap. That was absolutely amazing. He just went down and went, nope, not this time. The computer says no. But for him, he's got to try and control where Myers puts him. But Berry's got to be the proactive one. He's got to put Myers on that outside line. Hunt the yellow line tighter than your favourite grandma, you know, and make sure Myers cannot get there at all. He's got to send them high. And then as they go high, just drift a little bit up. Drift a little bit, make them go higher and higher and higher until they're playing with each other.
JP, give it one.
Because otherwise they are going to be in trouble. Myers has got nowhere to go. He's got a choice. He's got to push. He's got to push Berry because he cannot get round him at the moment with Dudley on the outside. There's a lot going on at the moment, and this is going to be a 4-car fight that Sam Berry's either going to hang on for or is going to go wrong. Send Dudley in deep. Send him in deep. If he gets up the inside, Sam, take the curb. Take the curb. Oh, and now Sam has just got to defend harder than a Jose Mourinho football team at the moment. Park the bus, son. Block him all, because that's all he's going to be able to do.
Just under 7 miles to go. An ultimate lap underway. And still, Sam Berry has held on to the race lead for every single one of the 10 and a little bit laps completed so far. Myers through turn 4, side by side with Dudley.
Josh, don't worry about me sending it, so no need to go defensive.
Goes late on the brakes. Oh no, tank slapper from Dudley goes into the side of Myers, and they both are out of contention for the race win. Now, just keep your eyes on what happens here. Dudley goes hard on the brakes. The back end will now, look, has a little tag with the back end of Berry and goes into Myers inadvertently. So unfortunately, Ryan Dudley drops down to 4th position. Aaron Myers now down into 7th. That has given the escape out of jail free card for Sam Berry, but Dan Wareham is closing. Now let's not forget, Dan Wareham has not picked up a race win this series. Sam Berry,
I think we're about 4th or 5th in class.
4 weeks ago, as we head into the Le Mans chicane, Dudley back up into 3rd, as Claudio and Romain still the 2 Puerto Ricans squabbling over the Pro-Am race victory. Claudio took one at the feature last time out at Stetson, and Carlos Romain won Skogan race 1, and it is going to come down to the last 3.56 miles very shortly, as Sam Berry has got Daniel Wareham breathing down his neck at the moment. 3/10 is the gap. Ryan Dudley flashing to the 2 in front, saying, hold on boys, the cavalry is soon to arrive. And look, they're pushing each other along. That gap is coming down because Berry and Wareham go into battle. Last lap underway here at Daytona International Speedway, the world centre of racing. And now look at this, it's a 7-car battle for what could be the win here at Daytona. It has been an absolute slobber knocker, in the words of good old Jim Ross. But more to the point, Sam Berry has held on for every single lap so far, and he's got about 75% of the lap remaining to go. But Daniel Wareham will put every sinew, mentally and physically, into getting.
Shouldn't have to worry about the guys behind.
Eluded him over the past
They're
7
scrapping.
races.
Oh no! You cannot do that! You can't do that, but Dudley needs to thank Claudio and Romain. They both could have done him going on that lap, and they didn't. They pushed him. This is not what they need to be doing on this run. They need to get this sorted out before they go into Le Mans. Slot in behind him, please. Slot in behind him. Don't go up there. Now push him, because otherwise they're not going to get there. They won't get to Wareham and Berry. It's going to be a race down to the line. If this 7 can all join each other, this is going to be an absolute...
We've just got to nail the bus stop, and we can then potentially mug him in the finish line.
We'll not see these cars go again. Wareham's pulled out. Why is he pulled out? Why did you pull out?
Oh, Dudley's gone through, and he's looking to the inside line into the Le Mans chicane, and he's right with the Wareham. Oh no! Dudley's gone off! Dudley's gone off at the entry point to the Le Mans chicane, and for the man from Wales, it is all over. But Sam Berry has 0.8 of a second. It might start to close quickly, but Sam Berry can see that checkered flag as he comes out of... It's going to be turn number 13. He won the feature at VIR. They come into the trial for the final time. Wareham and Myers side by side. It's going to be to the run to the line, but it is going to be fresh rubber. And Sam Berry that wins the feature at Daytona. It was 3 wide and Carlos Romain pips Alexander Claudio by 39 thousandths at the line. 3 wide for the Pro-Am victory. Lick the stamp and send it indeed, Connor Pink.
Oh, Harry Seven's going as well. Is he going to get Arnold? He's got Arnold on the line. Look at this, guys. Gaggle back further here as well. Matty, Clark, all going for it. Over the line. Now he's got Harley. He's going to have a go at Cumulus on the run. Is he into the restart zone? Is he going to be able to get there? No. But that was absolutely dramatic. Matt Parfitt and Vanderwood, well, you guys carry on because you're going to have a go as well into that final corner.
Alright, unbelievable stuff.
You are a lucky boy. You need
unbelievable
for making a absolute doo-doo going into that corner.
Right.
Because if he hadn't done this, this could have been the greatest epic finish I've ever watched in sim racing. But he hits the curb, he goes
anyway, guys,
and he goes round, and that saves
till next time.
There as well.
Appreciate you stopping along and watching, and we'll catch you next time.